Welcome to this episode of the ECOM Profit Podcast. We got a different one today. We got Richard sitting next to me today. Yes. And on the other side of the table, we got some guests. We got Ish, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, sir.
And we got
Oscar,
the shoe guy. Oscar's going to introduce himself. He can tell you guys a little bit about himself. And we're going to ask him some questions. Oscar actually has a really cool business that he runs. And we just want to show you guys the opportunities that there's so many ways to make money. So we think this is going to be extremely valuable. So take it away, Oscar.
All right, for sure. Appreciate y'all having me here. My name is Oscar. I'm 20 years old. I'm also a part-time college student, and I also run my own business with sneakers. So that's really it.
The sneaker biz.
You know the vibes.
So tell us a little bit about what you do, man. Like, what do you mean you run a sneaker? Like, do you? Because we know you're not like a Payless or something like that selling shoes. Like, how? What do you actually do? Like, how do you? What's your everyday?
So my everyday thing is basically I just go after these shoes that are very limited in quantity. They're very sought after through the community. They're just high brand like sneakers and Nikes that are limited to the public that celebrities really like to buy, sell. So
okay, that's really it. Let me ask you a quick question because I only know one other person. I was thinking about him. I don't know his name. Maybe you know his name. The young guy that he sells shoes to DJ Khaled and he's Benjamin Kicks. Is it kind of like that or like?
Yeah, it is kind of like that. But Benjamin Kicks is one of the most like known people in the sneaker community. He's a cool person. I've met him a few times. I've done business with him a few times. He's not a bad kid or anything, but he really is cool. It's nice what he does out there. You know, he just sells to DJ Khaled and a few other celebrities that he gets plugged in with. He's got a nice life.
But does he go about it? And we'll go into the process now in a little bit. But does he do like the same thing you do? Would he go like on a website, look for a drop, and then buy the shoes, or do you think he has higher connections already where like he can be like, oh, I want 1,000 of these shoes? And
yeah, so there's multiple things in the sneaker industry that you can go into. There's various ways of going into it. When you have such a high capital like Benjamin Kicks that's already started off with like wealthy parents and like things like that, so it's really like easy to just buy a sneaker for market value and then flip it to a celebrity for 500 over. You get me? So it's like even if you're buying a shoe for 1,500 and you're not paying that $200 like retail value, it's even better because it's easier for him to obtain the shoe since he's already paying that market value, that premium price that most people can't pay, and then flip it for even more because he's got the clientele. So it's various things. If you got the clients that are willing to pay $3,000 for a $1,500 shoe, then they don't really care about the other $1,500.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even have to be like looking out for the drops.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
He literally goes. He'll probably buy shoes from you.
He'll buy. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like he'll buy the shoe that I'm comfortable with getting $1,500, $1,000 for my shoe because I only spent $160 plus tax on it, which I'm totally okay with it. And then he'll buy the shoe for me and then sell it to DJ Khaled or who knows what other celebrities he sells shoes to and charge an extra $250 for it or $300 for it.
Damn.
I feel like it's at a point where he doesn't
Sorry. I feel like it's at a point where he doesn't really even like watch shoes dropping anymore. Like he just gets hit up by. So when the Raptors won, Drake was on Instagram Live talking about, oh, Benjamin Kicks owes me money for this bet. Like, he's that comfortable with these people. So I feel like it's like, hey, I need these shoes. They'll hit him up, and then he'll just do whatever it takes to get that shoe.
Yeah, because they don't want to go onto the websites and all that BS. They'll just go and buy it from him.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I have a question. So I have no idea how this whole like shoe game works.
Yeah.
Is there like a method? How do you decide what shoe you're going to buy, or do you just buy every single shoe that comes out like limited edition?
All right, so there's like two different ways in buying shoes. So there's ways of buying like regular shoes that can make you money. You don't have to go after the sought out like hyped releases that everyone's trying to get. Those are usually the hardest shoes to get and the reason why they have more money to them. So there's also ways that you can just use like Foot Locker coupons on regular shoes and then go on aftermarket like third-party apps like GOAT. that you're capable of just going for the shoe, and you know you can sell that shoe for $40, but if you make $40 on 10 shoes, you just make $400, which those shoes are a lot easier to obtain because there's much more quantity and not that many people are going after that shoe. They're just sitting on shelves. So that's that part of the sneaker game that you can just resell off of that. There's a lot of money to be made in outlets like Nike and all those other outlets that people just go in there and they'll use those 30%, 40%, and they're able to make way better profit margins on those shoes because they're easier to obtain. And then there's also the hyped up shoes that all the celebrities want, everyone wants, like they're literally very hard to get. Like if you don't have a bot, you're not going to be able to hit. Like it's like 1 in a million chances of getting. So if those shoes are obviously like the profit margin on that single shoe is a lot more, but if you're going and buying 10 shoes, 20 shoes that you're making $20-$30 on, you're making just as much as that one shoe you would have flipped for $1,000 that you bought for $200.
Got it. And you said something really interesting there, and I just want to like go back to it. You said something about a bot.
Yeah.
How does a bot work into all this, onto the shoe
So
game?
a bot is basically a computer software that it basically autofills all your information onto whatever website that you're trying to bot. So there's different like websites you can bot. There's Shopify, Foot Sites, all those different websites that you can bot. Even Supreme is botted. So basically what the bot does is it checks out way faster than any human could possibly check out. You already have all your info inputted into the computer software. So basically all you got to do is just run the bot, run proxies. Proxies are basically things that are going to hide your VPN to make sure that the website like Supreme, let's say you're trying to bot Supreme, right? So you're trying to buy Supreme. There's like a nice T-shirt coming out. The T-shirt comes out for $40. It's gonna flip for like $500. You get me?
How do you know that, by the way? Yeah. Like,
How do we? All right.
yeah.
So like, history always repeats itself. You get me? So since like the beginning of Supreme, like all those like you just gotta. There's a community for it, and there's just a lot of hype. Like there's literally forum pages that are like, yo, this shirt is super nice. Like, and everybody wants that one shirt. You get me? Everybody can't get that one shirt. There's only X amount of shirts that are available. So they're all going after that one shirt. And obviously, if you're a human on a website trying to get that shirt, your chances are very limited. What a bot can do is it can literally run 10 different of your credit cards, run 10 different slots on them, and each 10 could hit a shirt for you. So now you just spent $400 on 10 shirts, and each shirt goes for 400, 500. Your profit margins are insane.
Damn.
That's
Holy
crazy.
shit. That's insane. And you were actually saying that today you were able to buy some shoes?
Yeah, so today the Travis Scott 270s came out, the Reacts. Travis Scott, big name in the rapping industry. Everybody likes him, so obviously, like, that's one way of telling. Like, if a Travis Scott shoe is coming out and he's so big in this industry and he has so many fans, his shoes are going to do numbers. That's just, like, plain obvious, you get me? So his shoes are going to do numbers, so the more shoes you buy of his Travis Scott shoe, regardless of the shoe it is, it's going to go for more than what you pay for. You get me? So today I was able to pick up like 16 pairs. Hopefully they all ship, because sometimes with the botting thing, you also have the cons of it. And sometimes the websites do pick up, oh, this guy botted our site, we're going to cancel his pairs, or we're going to cancel like half of his pairs and not allow him to ship all those pairs. You get me?
Got it. And then, so with that you just said with shipping and having issues with that, so you're shipping all of these shoes to the same address, and they only let you buy one shoe like per card?
Yeah, so it's technically only allowed one shoe per card, one shoe per shipping address. So what you also have to go into doing with the botting is you have to be able to, what we call it is jig. So you have to be able to jig your address, which basically means like if you throw like ABC in front of your address, like your address is still the same, it's still going to ship to the same place. But Supreme and their bot detection, they won't pick up that ABC. They're like, oh, that's a different address. You get me? So then per each like card that you run, you just put ABC and your address, and then you put like DEF and your address and all that.
Wow. Dude, so let me ask you a question, because it sounds like this is really exclusive. It doesn't sound like if you have like $1 million you can make more money than if you have like 100,000, right? Because at the end of the day, you could you just need so many credit cards, so many jigs, I think you said.
Yeah.
So do you think if you have more money you make more money, or not really? It's just like if you wanted to get more than 16 pairs, I'm sure you have the money to, but you just couldn't, right? Is that how it works?
Nah, most of the time, honestly, I do run out of capital.
Yeah.
Like, capital is just a huge thing. That's why, like, if we touch back onto like that Benjamin Kicks thing, like, he's got so much capital that like he can post those 30-40 pairs of him buying them, and he probably spent $1,000-$1,500 on each and every single pair. Didn't pay retail for like any of his pairs, but since he's got so much capital, he's able to maneuver in just a different way. But then again, like, at the end of the day, if you got $200 and you're working at who knows where, and your first check is $220, and you go and you invest that check into one pair of shoes, and you get that pair of shoes, and you come out $1,000, you're up like who knows how much. You're up like $800. You get me? So now you just turn that 200 into 1,000. So now that 1,000 is gonna buy you what, 5 pairs more shoes. Yeah. So now you just turn that 1,000 into what, like 5K, something like that. Yeah. Which the profit margin is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow. So how? So you're just saying like, oh, you can start with like $200 first paycheck. Is that how you got started? And like, if so, like kind of like just
yeah, so I was like 10th grade, and I had this teacher called Colazo. Shout out Colazo. Wouldn't be here. I would not be here right now without Colazo. I wouldn't be doing what I do right now without Colazo. So like, I could never keep a job. That's just the first thing. I can't keep a job. You ask any of my friends, like, I'm a great person, I'm a nice guy. I just can't keep a job. Like, I just hate having to wake up. That 9 to 5 is just annoying. Like, I can't do it anymore. You get me? Like, I deadass have never held a job longer than 3 months. Any job, except for the job that I work at now, which deals with sneakers. You get me? Okay. So I was working at a boba place, and I was just making tea, you feel me? So I was water whipping the tea in the kitchen, you feel me? So whatever, I got that first paycheck, and it was like, bro, I worked like 30 hours and I got paid like $220, and I was like, yo, there's no shot. Like, after 2 weeks of like hard sweat, like whipping up like tea and just like having to deal with like customers and all that, I only got paid like $220, like. And $220 is not a lot, you get me? Like, especially with like all bills and such like that. So I got paid the $220, and then from there I was just like, you know what? Like, Colazo's the one who's like, hey yo, there's these Kith New Balances coming out. They're gonna sell for a bunch of money. Like, you should enter and try to get a pair, you know? So I was like, why not? So I woke up early, went to Kith, which is down in Miami South Beach. Shout out Kith. And I waited in line for like 3 hours, and then I turned that $220 into like $750 right outside the store. So like, I literally just waited those like 2-3 hours camping outside. I bought the shoe. The second I walked out the shoe, someone's like, yo, I'll give you $750 for him. And I was like, say less.
Does that still happen?
All day. Like, now it's kind of funny because like now it's turned into like the point that like I'm the person outside offering people money for their pairs. And
so
then
you don't have to camp out. You just
I don't really camp out that much anymore. Unless like I really want that shoe, then like I'll go camp out for it. But now it's just I wait outside and I offer people their money for their pairs. And then I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but I work for Flight Club now, which is a sneaker store. It's huge. Started up in 2005. It's got a huge name, like huge reputation. Like,
it's a website, right?
It's a store as well. So they started in New York, opened the website store in New York, and they opened in LA, and then like last year we opened up one up here in Miami. So it's a huge store. All the celebrities love to come shop at the store. Like, you meet celebrities every day. The connections.
Who's the biggest celebrity that you've met at the store?
Biggest celebrity that I've met? Damn.
Lil Baby.
Nah, I don't think it, like the Baby and Lil Baby they're cool. I'd have to say, I don't know, man. That's just a hard question.
Just name some people that you've met at the store, I guess.
The Baby, Ronnie J, Ocho Cinco's pulled up. Damn, I can't remember this footballer's name. He was really cool. There's been like 6 like Patriots like members that's pulled up, and we had like an NFL Super Bowl party, and it was really cool. I just like can't remember any of their names right now.
Nice. Dude, let me ask you a question. When it comes to selling the shoes, is it done online, or is it like a person, like you have to go and meet the person and give them the shoe and then they give you the money?
So there's certain clients that I do have that I'll go to where they stay or their house or whatever, and I'll pull up with the shoe and they'll give me the cash, and then, you know, from there on, like, that's an even exchange. There's also like Flight Club, so we sell online and in store. So if you come and you have a pair of Yeezys that you want to sell, you get me, you just bought a pair of Yeezys, and you want to come sell it, you can put it at whatever price point that you want to put it at, and we'll sell the shoe for you, and we'll take 80-20. But like before you list the shoe, you'll see like how, like, the price that you listed at, you'll see how much you'll make. You get me? So if you're trying to sell a shoe for 500, you're gonna take 80% of that. We're gonna take 20% of the commission, and we'll do all the work for you.
Right, you guys are like the Amazon of shoes.
Kinda,
you have a bunch of sellers, they bring you your shoes.
Yeah, you get me? So it's just like, obviously, like, the reason like it's so good to have that store and that online store is because obviously, like, if you're a person just starting into shoes right now, you don't have that much clientele. You get me? Yeah, it's all about the people you know and stuff. So if you bring us your shoe, we obviously have a ton of clientele, people walking every day wanting to buy shoes. So we can sell that shoe in like less than a week for you. You get me? Awesome. So that's like the perfect thing about it.
And you guys have an online website as well?
Yeah,
People buy and
flightclub.com.
you guys ship them the shoes?
Yeah. So we also ship, and we also recently partnered with GOAT. So GOAT and Flight Club are partners now. GOAT basically owns Flight Club. So they also have an app that you can literally go in there, and you can also list your shoes if you don't want to go in store. You can list the shoes there, and you can basically just sell your shoes there and then just ship it off to UPS. You'll ship it to one of our GOAT facilities, the GOAT authenticators, which are trained professionals to make sure the shoe is real, so we're not selling any fake shoes. We'll legit check the shoe. Once we get the shoe, make sure it's real, we'll ship it to the sender, and you'll get paid out for it.
I have a cool question. What's the most that you've seen a shoe sell for?
Oh Lord. So is your question like one particular shoe or like multiple shoes?
It could be like
Either
like
or.
one shoe that
One shoe?
Yeah, for one shoe.
One shoe, yeah, like 30K for one shoe.
30K for
One pair of shoes.
And what did that shoe drop for? Like,
Well, that shoe specifically, there's shoes that sometimes come out that are like player exclusive, so they're only to like the team. So like LeBron has his own player exclusive, like LeBron's, you get me? Or like Kyrie Irving has his own player exclusive, Kyrie Irving. So there's various shoes like that are just exclusive, that are not released to the public, that are technically supposed to be kept by the person. And then one way or another, someone gets their hands on it. Someone pays a premium. There's also like sports team shoes. So there's like Georgetown ones that are player exclusive, only given to like the NBA, like not NBA, the college team, and they all have like their sizes. You get me? You're not supposed to sell that shoe. I'm pretty sure you sign a contract to not sell that shoe. Wow. But once players graduate or they leave the team, or they, whichever way they go, they sell that shoe, and people are offering up to 15, 20K for that shoe. So the player's gonna take it all day.
So this 30K shoe, what shoe was it?
It was a pair of Yeezys. It was a sample pair of Yeezys. Yeah.
I saw a YouTube video with like the Nike self-tying shoes that they sold for like 50K or something like that. Is that true?
Yeah, the mags. Those are probably the mags. Yeah. Those Back to the Future mags are very sought after. Yeah. They're crazy the price they go for. They released 2 pairs. One of the original pairs is not self-tying. That's the original. I believe it's 2011, and then the 2016 pair is they raffle it off to charity. So the only way you could purchase that sneaker is by putting in your bid to charity. So it's a great thing that Nike did. Obviously they could have ran off, pocketed the money, lots of money. They donated all of it to charity, and then the winners of the bid got the sneakers.
Dude, this is insane. Like this whole sneaker, bro. If I told you I have right now $5,000 to invest on the next drop, would you be able to buy $5,000 worth of shoes?
Yeah, more than likely.
And how much money will that $5,000 get me?
It really depends on the shoe, but you could pretty much basically be looking at least, I'd say like 7.5 at bare minimum if we're going for a regular shoe that's not too sought after, or if we're going for a shoe that really is sought after, easily double your money.
And what about like today's shoe, for example?
Today's shoe, so look, I bought 16 pairs for $220, and that's easily going to be able to sell for $400. Like all day, that sneaker's going to sell for $400. You get me? That's like quick cash. So I basically nearly double my money right there.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you think that the market is like saturated? Like, is there a lot of people buying and selling shoes? How do you?
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it's like $1 billion industry already. Like the sneaker market is insane, and like it's like, and put into perspective of like many people who don't know about sneakers, like you can kind of think of each sneaker as a stock. So you're buying one share of like Netflix or Tesla for $220, and then that share like this is the reason I like sneakers more than stocks, because I was really into stocks like before sneakers, but the profit margins aren't there, the percentages aren't there for you in stocks. So you're buying a stock for $220, and like maybe in a year you're gonna get $250 back. Like who wants to wait a year to make $30? I'd rather invest that $220 and make 100% of my margin back. You get me?
Faster too.
Yeah, way faster. I'm talking about like in a week.
Wow. Damn, this is
fucking
like
crazy.
20
minutes. This is fucking crazy, bro. This whole shoe thing. Do you have access to bots? Like,
yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make this into a 7-figure company realistically? Because I know you said, it's that the capital held you back from buying more than 16 pairs. So
yeah,
16 at 200 is like 3,200.
Yeah, it's like 3.2.
3,200.
Yeah.
So now when you sell these shoes, you're almost gonna double your money. So you're gonna get back now 6,000 something.
Yeah, like 6.5.
So why not just go all in? Like just keep going all in.
Just keep
like,
going.
the-
Yeah, I get you. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the risk too? Like,
Yeah.
is there a risk like you buy a shoe and it's a
I mean,
dud?
yeah. So to touch back on the bots, like you got to go further into like the bots and being able to buy those 16 pairs. So the same way that sneakers resell, bots also resell. So bots will come out, like a company will come out. We'll use Cyber, the most sought after bot, for example. The retail of Cyber is $300, but they sell out like instantly. I'm talking about like less than like 2 seconds type. So they'll sell out instantly, and the aftermarket value for Cyber is $5,000. So now if you want to touch a copy of Cyber to be able to start off cooking and by being able to buy sneakers, you're already invested $5,000 into a software that you don't even know how to fully use yet. So you got to invest $5,000 to be able to buy the bot, and then another like $200 that you got to buy to at least buy one pair of sneakers. But if you're using a bot you're investing $5,000 into, you want more than just that one pair. You get me?
Right.
Yeah.
So obviously it's just more capital, the more like win it is. You get me?
How much did you pay for your bot?
So my bot currently I'm using is called Balco. I paid $1,500.
1,500.
Yeah, and then I also have another copy. It's called Phantom, which I paid
How often does the
8,000
bot?
or 800?
800.
800.
How often does the bot not work? Like, is that
So it's that also is true. There's always a risk of the bot not being able to hit as many pairs or hit 0 pairs. There's been times that I've invested and I haven't been able to buy anything. You get me? So that just comes with like, so you win some, you lose some, but as long as the outcome is income.
Do you need to buy a bot like for like every drop? Like you need to buy a
So there's specific bots like Phantom. That bot will run foot sites, which are sites like Foot Locker, Finish Line, Foot Action, Champs, and it'll also run Supreme. And then Cyber will run everything. It'll run Shopify, Foot Sites, Supreme. It'll be able to run everything. That's the reason why Cyber goes for so much, because it's an all-in-one bot, which is called AIO.
That's a $5,000 one.
That's like 5,000, yeah.
But the bots are like limited.
Yeah, they're limited, so they'll only release X amount of copies to the public in order to keep their database lower and their success rate higher.
You keep it permanently, right? Like
Yeah, you're
5
able.
months?
Oh, well, yeah, you keep it permanently, but there is like a 6-month renewal fee of like $50.
Okay.
You get me?
Oh,
after
yeah.
6 months?
Yeah, after 6 months, which
So-
isn't bad at all.
So are there bots to like cop bots?
In some cases, yes, but the developers of those bots are very like high skilled coders and like whatever you want to call it. They're very good developers, so they're capable of just like blocking out like any type of bot that comes in. You get me?
Instead of the fucking-
Yeah, they're the botters. You get me? Like they know how to like
They are the bot.
they know how to like conduct that and make sure that no one's botting their site.
Bro, have you ever met someone that does this? Not for a living, because I know you can definitely do it for a living, but like at scale, like shoe drops, or they're just buying every single day. They're just buying shoes.
Yeah,
and
100%. I have
Yeah.
one friend that he's super into botting. He's the one who's currently teaching me like everything that I know, and like he's racking in like 100 pairs of shoes every drop,
Oh,
which is
shit.
insane.
My
Yeah.
God.
So 100 pairs at like $200. What is that, like 20? That's 20,000. isn't it?
Yeah, like 20,000,
And
and
then
then
he's reselling
easily
for-
like there's a huge like the reason why the sneaker market is so huge is because there's a lot of Chinese buyers, and the Chinese people love the sneaker market, so they're buying hundreds of these shoes and selling them for bulk over there. Like the prices of the shoes go for here over in like China, like the China prices are way higher. So there's people there's like Chinese people that will be here, and they literally call them Chinese buyers. It's not like prejudiced or
Yeah,
anything, not at all. Like I love all my Chinese buyers. Shout out to all of you. I love all of you. I buy them lunch all the time. So they put a lot of good money in my pocket. I love them so much. So basically, like they'll pay me that premium price, and then they'll ship it back to where they're from, and then they're making another like 300 on it, which is crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's deep.
I'm about to go all in on shoes. $1 million on
We
shoes.
can talk a little after this.
Shit, man.
I have a question about how people pay, because I saw like this documentary randomly about like shoes, and like people that go to shoe conferences and they sell
Yeah.
their shoes, and like they were saying that a lot of it is like cash deals. So
Mhm.
how much of your deals, like the ones that you sell, like is cash? So, like who's paying you, like with credit card? Like is that even a
Yeah.
thing?
I mean, there's a lot of shoes that I'll put up personally at Flight Club because I work there, so I'm able to just like I sell shoes, so I'm able to just have my own sales, and like at Flight Club I get paid way above market value for my kicks. You get me? That's one of the good things about Flight Club. Like, if on the Go app the shoe's going for 400, I can list that sneaker in store for 650 and get paid out the 650. You get me? So that's another thing is like also you gotta know where to sell that shoe.
Got it.
Oh, but to get back to the question, I take cash from like high clientele people. So like there's a few celebrities that I do know and they do hit me up for sneakers, and like, you know, I'll drive to them or they'll drive to me, we'll meet somewhere and they'll give me cash for this shoe, and that's really it. But mostly it's really just online. Yeah.
Card transactions.
Shout out PayPal. Even though they limited my account. Shout out PayPal.
We're all limited.
Dude, let me ask you a question. Do you ever do the Supreme? Because I do remember hearing this, like that you can do. I remember a Supreme released a hoodie that it was like Scarface themed.
Yeah.
You told me about that.
Yeah.
The Scarface themed like drop that they did, but I couldn't buy anything. I mean, it was literally like 30 seconds and I couldn't buy anything. So would you say that market is just around the same as the shoe market? Like,
yeah, 100%. The clothes and shoes, like it's all like streetwear. It's all that things like they literally go back and forth with each other. Like there's so much money to be made in just like, I guess you can call it like streetwear fashion. You get me? Yeah. Like clothes, shoes, like the same profit margins are there for everything.
One of my last questions is the risk, right? Let's say you bought those 16 pairs of shoes. What are the chances that you just get stuck with them? No one wants to buy them.
There's no shot. There's
no,
like
that's
zero.
Never happened to you.
That's like on a shoe, like because the 16 pairs of Travis Scott shoes, you get me? Same thing as you're buying like Kanye shoes or Yeezys. Like the worst possible outcome is you're making your money back.
Really?
So really the worst possible outcome is just like time spent, and that's really it. You get me? Like I've never had a situation in which I bought a shoe and I couldn't at least make $10 off of it. Not even
like because you said that those are like the good drops, but then there's like the regular Foot Locker. Yeah. Those it's never happened to you.
Never ever. Because regardless if I'm going into a Foot Locker, I have already like $30, $25 coupon codes that I can use. So I'm already paying below retail for the shoe. And on top of that, I'm good friends with a few employees that their names won't be mentioned that let me use their employee discount. So I'm already getting like 40% off a shoe plus another $25. Shout out Foot Locker plugs.
Nice. So you definitely have strong connections.
Wow. We're at 25, so
25.
Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and or if you have any other questions.
I do have one last question. I kind of forgot what it was, but bro, that's insane that also I'm really surprised with the whole risk thing that you've never lost money on a shoe, because I feel like in any business you have good times, you have bad times, there's money that you have to spend to test stuff. So just the fact that you're not losing any money, that's kind of like blows my mind.
Not really, because even if I buy a bot, you get me? Like this is the closest thing I think I've ever been close to like losing money is I bought a bot and I had it for about like 2 months and it just wasn't working for me. I just sold the bot for what I bought it for. You get me? So it was just 2 months of just time. There's a bot market as well, 100%. Yeah, that you buy, sell bots as well and trade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I think we can end this. We can end it here. That's amazing.
That's crazy.
I think that's crazy for anyone who wants to like start making money. There's so many ways to make money, and just the fact that you're making money with shoes. Oh, my last question actually just came back to mind. Do you wear these shoes, or do you just buy them and like have them like in the box?
Oh, nah. I definitely have to keep a few pairs of shoes. They're too nice not to.
And how do you wear them, like when like, cause you know how people like they'll put them like in bags and stuff.
Oh, nah. It's always hashtag wear your kicks, man. You gotta wear your kicks. If you're buying 5-10 pairs of shoes, like it doesn't hurt to keep one. On top of that, like I said, it's very similar to stock market. Sometimes when you buy a shoe, it's typically at the lowest point of its market value, and like 6 months to a year, that shoe can easily double.
Got it.
I give you a prime example, like the Travis Scott ones. They came out for like $700, and we bought like 10 pairs of them. We invested $7,000 in 3 months. They're up at $2,000.
What?
Yeah. Like I'm telling you, the profit margins on this is insane.
Wow. Damn.
But Travis Scott always hits.
Yeah,
always.
He don't miss.
Travis Scott don't miss.
He don't miss.
All right, we'll end it on that one. We got 1 minute left. So, guys, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, this one was a really insightful one. Didn't know anything about shoes, so thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Oscar the Shoe Guy. If you want to say your Instagram so people can follow you.
Yeah, you can follow me SUITOSKUR_. If you need them kicks or anything, just hit my DMs.
Dope. So we'll end it there. Subscribe, like, comment, do what you got to do.